or the other nonprofit we have this week is trustvote.org. And that's going to be, Lori Grace is going to talk a little bit about that, but it's basically creating safer ways to vote across the US and plays a very important part in stopping election fraud. Imagine we need more election integrity, which we've been talking about that tonight. So, good on Lori for getting that going.
I want to share that your donations now, we are using the gifting economy of this new paradigm. So the money that you're giving us now, we are going into these nonprofits. And because of your generous donations, we're able to give thousands of dollars. So this is what we can do virtually. So you can give whatever you can afford that supports us in our broadcast to give you another broadcast next week and future weeks, but also to fund these amazing nonprofits. So we thank you so much. We thank all the donations that are coming in now. And we really, this is the gifting economy where we gift you this program, and then the money comes to us and we send it back out into the community to support these organizations. And then we train some of it so that we can put on a broadcast to you again. So we thank you so much. We have the link in the chat room, but you can also go to GoFundMe and just type in Global Peace Tribe, and that will get you into our GoFundMe account, and you just can ping whatever your heart calls to share. And I would like to announce Lori now. Lori is a really important friend in the community, and she is a true sacred activist. A lot of these activists, a lot of us don't get recognized for what we do, and we just do it from our heart. And Lori is someone where she has a lot of resources, and she really doesn't have to do that anything, except for she does put all her resources in what she believes in, including election reform, including assisting community, including assisting a lot of people in community that have had healing challenges. Lori is there, and we wanted to honor her and love her and give her some juju because she does stand up and does put her money, her resources, and her time in what she believes in. So she's a true sister, and I love her, and we want to give her some juju now and really honor her. And Ken, would you like to say more, or Scott, about Lori?
I've known Lori for 35 years. And I've watched her do so many extraordinary things. And this community that we're all a part of and that's kind of now coming together online, we've been around for a while. And I thought it might be kind of fun. I came across a photo, and this is Lori on stage at the Harmony Festival. And so, what we used to be able to do through Deborah's incredible work of creating the Harmony Festival for 30 years, Lori's been around for a very long time, and she has done so much for so many people. Lori's one of those people that, because I've actually lived in her home for a couple of years, I've watched her in action, I've watched her life. She is constantly doing something to make the world a better place. Was an environmentalist way, way back. She's always had a love of Mother Earth. And we're going to hear a little bit more over the next few minutes about Lori's accomplishments. But I'm going to, put the spotlight on Lori. And Ken, is there anything you'd like to add? No, you're good. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
So why don't we start by, if you want to just tell us a little bit about kind of your background and what being a sacred, because you clearly are a sacred activist. What does that mean to you, and how has that showed up in your life?
I think I was being asked, what has inspired your heart to move forward in activism in some very important ways? And what I care about the most is my relationship with Mother Earth. And that's what started everything for me. In 2003, I learned that actually our election in 2000 had been stolen, and our presidential election. And that was very unsettling for me. And so I actually got involved in trying to make our elections reliable and trustworthy. And since then, in 2010, I created trustvote.org, which is a website dedicated to supporting people being able to trust that their vote actually counts, that it's counted as cast. And but the other thing that really affected me, and that's why I chose to be beside this with Marin Energy Authority, was that when in 2006, I met Al Gore, and I was watching his slideshow with somebody sitting next to me who was confirming that everything that he talked about in the article was happening. And I started to just cry. And I felt like Mother Earth was calling for me. And then later I participated in Al Gore's climate project, became a climate project presenter. And then after that, about 3 years later, I ran across a group that was trying to start a green utility here in the Bay Area where energy would be made through solar, wind, micro hydro, and biofuels, and where the cost would be paid for by the taxpayers who signed up for it. And this sounded really wonderful, and I took a very leading role then to try to make this happen. And my energy and passion attracted two other people of means to join. I was also the most active, but I helped create something which is now called MCE, which I look out over the bay, and every place that I can see is using green electricity. And Marin Clean Energy, or Marin Energy Authority, became MCE because so many places, Concord, Napa, Alameda, and Richmond, many places joined this, and all the townships in Marin. And I also helped stimulate Sonoma Clean Power, actually. And so I am so happy to have helped create this and to have inspired people. And the money that I invested, which was the most that I had ever invested in anything, all came back.
That's beautiful.
So grateful. But we also had to fight, and have had to fight for several years, PG&E, which has been determined to try to crush it. So we did that through reaching out to people on phone banks and things when different people come up for votes. And speaking of that, I want to say, echoing what some other people have said here, your votes, your choosing to vote does make a difference. And I want to say, if you have any doubt that your vote will be counted as cast, go to trustvote.org and find exactly what you need to do to make sure that your mail-in ballot really works.
And Trust Vote is who we're kind of supporting. We're making a donation to Trust Vote this year, with the GoFundMe money. And Lori, can you tell us a little bit more about Trust Vote?
Yeah, I'd also like you to flip on to trustvote2020.org, because that's another version of the fund. And we did send it to you.
Okay. I'll do my best to do that.
Trustvote2020.org.
Okay.
That actually has a donate button on it. And it's, anyway, it's another website dedicated to supporting us trusting our vote. 44% of people in the United States choose not to vote in a presidential election because they don't believe that their vote will count. And indeed, we've had issues about Russian hacking, and unbeknownst to some people, electronic voting machine vendors are also doing their part of possibly manipulating the vote. So what we want to do is really get a democracy we can trust again, a democracy that reflects the true will of the people. So I would certainly feel much happier living in a country. So,
And,
anyway,
and Lori, Lori, if you could, we're going to need you to speak a little bit closer to the your microphone. We're having a little trouble hearing you. The sound has been weak. But this is Trust Vote 2020. We were able to hear you, but very light. And a few people have been asking for you to speak a little louder.
thank you.
Let me just check your mic.
So trustvote2020.org, want to really encourage people to go there. And we want to just really acknowledge that Lori has been on the front lines for so long. And that's why we wanted to honor her today. And again, I'm going to pull up a little bit more, which tells you a little bit about TrustVote. So again, there's trustvote.org and trustvote2020.org.
And there's a big push towards voting by mail this time, but I want to let you know that we are kind of at a war between, unfortunately, Republicans and Democrats. There's a lot of hostility in both places, but also people who unfortunately don't really want to empower low-income people and people of color to fully vote, also known as voter suppression, have created ways to create roadblocks in their being able to vote, both through purging and also hidden traps in the mail-in votes. So wherever you are in the country, go to, preferably trustvote.org, trustvote2020.org has a donate button. But anyway, just go to this and you will see exact information that you need to protect your mail-in ballot. And remember, you can make a big difference.
Thank you so much, Lori. And just so people know, I'm going to have an entire hour interview with Lori this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And we'll make sure that her sound is much better so that you can hear her properly. That's 6 p.m. Pacific time, Tuesday night. And we're going to have Lori, and she's going to really be able to go into detail. Lori knows so much about election integrity and our need for election reform. And she also, we're going to also talk about her farm in Hawaii, where she has an organic, sustainable farm. We're going to learn more about that also on Tuesday. So please do join us Tuesday night, this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. We're looking forward to that quality time with you. And then after Lori on Tuesday night, we've got the great Fantuzzi, who's going to play music. And that's all on the Love Coach Academy videos. You can find it at lovecoachacademy.com. Those of you watching on Facebook right now. All right, it's time for some more music and to rock it and
I want to share one more thing, Scott.
Sure.
I just want to emphasize that your donations, thank you. They're all coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay, for all your generous donations. And your donations are helping us to produce the show next week, which is going to be amazing. The show next week, our theme, this is going to be our last show of the season, but we hope to come back and produce for you again. So all your donations are going to help.